The AMAZFIT GTS4 Mini is the cheapest smartwatch in the AMAZFIT smartwatch lineup. It's got inbuilt GPS, it's got an online voice assistant, it's got plenty of sensors that will keep your health management in check. So it's got a sleep monitor, continuous heart rate monitor, it's got continuous SpO2, it's got an online voice assistant. This watch brings so much to the table that really for the amount of money charged, it gives a run for its money to almost every brand and every smartwatch out there. So without further ado, let's get into the review of the top 10 features of the AMAZFIT GTS4 Mini. So number one, I think we need to start with price, because this is a very important feature of this watch. Considering it's just £100 or around the $120 mark, it offers a lot. So I actually recommend for my viewers to watch a video that I will have pop up about there right now, where I actually compare this watch to the flagship from the AMAZFIT lineup, the GTR4, as well as the Huawei Watch Fit 2, which is also a budget sporty smartwatch from Huawei. Now those three watches, well including this one, so two watches and this one, actually show you how much value this watch brings in relation to other very advanced smartwatches. If you're a fan of the AMAZFIT smartwatches, then you would know that they are very sporty. Well, this watch is no exception. You've got 121 sport modes here. That is absolute ton. That is 121 of goal-based sport modes. So not only are they goal-based, where you can set an objective to every exercise, such as distance or time to do an activity or calories to be burned during an activity, you also get alerts of your pace, of your heart rate zones. You can set up the display of how your workout screens actually look to make sure that the watch provides you with the metrics and the information that you want to see. On top of the 121 sport modes, you actually get 7 which are auto-recognized. So the likes of your walking, running, swimming, elliptical workouts, as well as your rowing exercises. In regards to sportiness, well, it doesn't stop there. There's actually the peak beat technology here as well. And what that does is that the watch offers you your recovery times, your VO2 max. It also tells you your training load and training effect. So these are the metrics that you would expect on the multi-sport watch from the likes of Polar and Garmin. But now you actually get it on AMAZFIT. In fact, you get it for a very budget price. But we mentioned that already. Now, considering you've got so many features, you want some way to look at it. Well, you've got a huge 1.65-inch AMOLED display to look at to find all the information. Now, of course, this is a rectangular display, so it's not square, which is nice, because square is kind of boring. It's rectangular, but it's rounded on the side. It looks beautiful. Now, the bezels here are relatively thin, I would think, for the price point. Because if you think about the previous generation, the GTS2 Mini, which is still available for sale, it does have slightly thicker bezels than this one. Also, let's take the multi-sport giant, Garmin. Well, it's got its latest watch out, the Garmin Venu SQ2, the square model. Now, that's a watch going for £230 or around the $300 mark. Its bezels are way thicker. It's got a larger case size, but the display is smaller. There you get a 1.41-inch display. Here it's 1.65. So again, relative, I think this display is great. Again, it just pops off with all these bright colors. There are over 100 faces available for this watch. Some are animated, some can be edited to actually show the information you want to see on the watch face, and very importantly, you can actually personalize the watch faces here, meaning that you can upload photos from your own gallery onto this watch face, and you actually see what, well, you want to see on your watch. If we talk about the resolution, well, you do get 309 ppi. That is a very good resolution. So 309 pixels per inch is very close to the flagship standard of 326 ppi. So you're about 10% under the most premium resolution you can get out there on the market today. and that is also very good at this price point. As we have mentioned, the AMAZFIT GTS4 Mini is a sporty smartwatch. It's got 121 sport modes, but how usable are those sport modes if there's no inbuilt GPS? Well, there is inbuilt GPS here. In fact, the chipset is very advanced. Now, it's not the latest one, the ones you would see on the flagship models from the likes of GTS4 or the GTR4. No, you get the second last. You get the previous generation here of the GPS chipset. It provides you with 5 positioning systems, and we have actually performed GPS accuracy tests, and the results are strong, but they're not the best. Simply put, we did see some variability from the benchmark results, actually up to 10%, and most of the error does actually come in heavily urbanized areas, so where there are a lot of buildings and a lot of reflections of the walls of those buildings. And now we get to the exciting bits. So we're going to talk about sensors. First, I would like to talk about heart rate. So the optical heart rate sensor on the back here. So with this watch you get the BioTracker 3.0. So again, on the flagships like the GTR4, the GTS4, you get BioTracker 4.0, which is very accurate. But even though this is BioTracker 3.0, the results for heart rate accuracy are pretty much astounding. We have actually performed quite a few heart rate accuracy tests with this watch and comparisons to other smartwatches, so do check them out in the playlists of this channel. So what we can say is that this heart rate sensor is quite good. It's better than most out there today. We benchmark our heart rate accuracy results against the Polar H10 ECG chest strap. That is the most accurate chest strap you can get on the market today. So the variability with this watch is around 5%. Usually the peaks are quite accurate. They're within the 2% off from the Polar H10 ECG chest strap, and funnily enough, the max is usually understated by about 2%, while the average, so over the length of the workout, usually we do see an underestimation of up to 5% from the benchmark. But if you think about it, that's not bad at all. In fact, that's actually quite a strong result. Now, I personally consider the heart rate monitor to be one of the most important sensors on a smartwatch, and as we can see, it is very accurate on the GTS4 Mini. But that's not all. There's also the SpO2 monitor here, and it is a continuous SpO2 monitor which looks at your blood oxygen saturation during the full day or just during the night. You can also do spot readings, but as we know, you should be taking your blood oxygen saturation levels over a period of time to show you what that level is across periods of rest, right? Because when you're moving around, the readings might not be as accurate. Also, they may be influenced by some other factors. Also, you get continuous stress monitoring here, as well as a great sleep monitor. Why great? Well, simply because it does monitor your deep, light and REM sleep. You get a sleep score as well as recommendations on how to improve your sleep going forward. And now another great point that we have on this watch, and that is an inbuilt microphone. That means that you do have an online voice assistant here. So with Alexa, you can just record your shopping list. You can ask for the weather, you can ask for directions, because this watch always knows where you are because of the GPS that's in this watch. You can ask for a joke, you can record your alarms, you can do so many things with an online voice assistant. All you need to do is actually log in to your Amazon's Prime account, and that's that. Now, of course, you also get Pi on here, and that's your personal activity index. So we've talked about the personal activity index quite a bit previously, but let's just sum it up. This index looks at your cardiovascular health over the previous week. It looks at the steps that you did over the week. Also, it looks at the intensity at which you performed exercises. So the more intensity you exert during a sport mode, the more Pi points you get. The rule of thumb is, as long as your Pi points over the week are over 100, you're 25% less prone to getting heart disease. So this is pretty much it. These are the best 10 features of the AMAZFIT GTS4 Mini. There are many more features in here, but I think these 10 actually sum it up and show you how strong this watch is relative to everything else out there on the market at this price point. Anyways, thank you for watching this review of the AMAZFIT GTS4 Mini. If you did enjoy it, please drop me a like. If you want to see more of the same, you know what to do. Please hit the red subscribe button below the video. And I'll see you in the next one.